Have you ever woken up and thought, why does my life feel like a rerun? Different year, different people, same arguments, same money struggles, same anxieties. It's like you're playing a video game that keeps resetting you back to level 1. You get a new job, but the office politics feel eerily familiar. You break up with someone, swear you've learned your lesson, and 6 months later, you're dating the same personality in a different body. You try a new business, but the same self-sabotage shows up to greet you. Most of us chalk it up to bad luck, or that's just life. But what if it's not? What if these repetitions aren't random at all, but the visible seams of an invisible system, a cosmic jail designed to keep you looping endlessly through the same patterns, the same lessons, the same emotional frequencies? Ancient mystics had a word for this: samsara, the wheel of birth, death, and rebirth. Not just reincarnation from lifetime to lifetime, but micro-reincarnation inside a single life. Same mistakes, same themes, same karmic echoes. Gnostic texts went even further. They described a network of non-physical overseers, Archons, who monitor and recycle souls like bureaucrats of the cosmos. Their job isn't to scare you. It's to keep you predictable. Predictability means control. Control means energy harvest. Fast forward to today. Modern thinkers frame it as a simulation glitch. Imagine a video game with non-player characters, NPCs, and loops of scripted behavior. The system loads the same scenarios for you until you finally master the level. The result is the same across all frameworks. You are not cursed. You are caught in a feedback loop. Every time you respond the same way: fear, anger, avoidance, you signal to the system, lesson not learned. And so, the loop resets. Picture your life as a movie reel spinning in a projector. Until you change the film inside, you'll keep seeing the same scene. But here's the kicker: the cosmic jailers don't lock the door from the outside. They manipulate your attention so you never even try the handle. And this is where we begin. Once you see the pattern, you start to loosen the bars. Awareness is like light seeping into a dark room. Suddenly, you're not just living the script, you're reading it. And that's the first step to rewriting it. In the next section, we'll peel back the mechanics of how time loops actually operate, why they show up, how they trap you, and what hidden forces benefit from your repetition. Ready? Let's dive into the guts of the loop. The mechanics of the loop. Imagine your life as a video game. Every day you wake up at the same spawn point. The scenery changes a little: new apartment, new clothes, new phone, but the challenges, the characters, and even your emotional reactions feel eerily familiar. It's like you're stuck on an endless level you can't quite beat. This isn't just a poetic metaphor. It's how loops work at a cosmic scale. Your habits, your triggers, your deepest fears, they're like lines of code running in the background of your consciousness. Until you debug them, the program will keep launching the same scenarios. Think of relationships. You swear off toxic partners forever, yet the next person you meet, different haircut, different zodiac sign, somehow presses the exact same emotional buttons. Or money. You crawl out of debt only to accidentally overspend and spiral back again. Same story, new characters. Or maybe it's that one fear you can't outrun: rejection, failure, abandonment. It pops up in different costumes: your boss, your friend, your partner. But the core feeling is identical. Why? Because loops aren't random punishments. They're feedback mechanisms. The simulation, whether you call it karma, the matrix, or archonic control, keeps serving you the same lesson until you act differently. Like a game that won't let you proceed until you've picked up the key you keep ignoring. And here's where it gets interesting. Ancient texts speak of cosmic jailers, forces whose interest lies in keeping you trapped. The Gnostics called them Archons. Tibetan Buddhists talk about hungry ghosts. Even modern psychology recognizes the inner critic and limiting beliefs that sabotage you from within. Different names, same function. They feed on predictability because predictable humans are easy to manage, easy to sell to, easy to govern, easy to extract energy from. Every time you react in the same predictable way, anger, scrolling, numbing, shopping, you become a renewable resource. Attention is the new oil, and your emotions are the pipeline. That's why, when you look around, you see loops everywhere. 24/7 news cycles recycling fear. Social media algorithms recycling outrage. Entertainment recycling the same tropes over and over. You think you're choosing your feed. The feed is choosing you. It's fine-tuned to your existing loops. If you're anxious, it shows you content that sustains anxiety. If you're jealous, it shows you content that stokes comparison. It's like an invisible hand sculpting your emotional state, keeping you predictable. The scary part? This system isn't just external. It's internal. Your nervous system itself has been conditioned over decades to seek what's familiar, even if what's familiar is painful. That's why people return to toxic jobs, toxic relationships, toxic habits. The unknown feels dangerous, even when it's liberating. So the loop has two halves: outer control algorithms, cultural scripts, societal norms, archonic whispers, inner programming, your beliefs, fears, and emotional habits. Together, they form a near impenetrable firewall. Outer forces supply the stimulus. Inner programming supplies the automatic reaction. And voila, the loop sustains itself without a single guard at the gate. But there's a hidden opportunity in all this. Loops reveal themselves through patterns. Déjà vu. Recurring numbers. Coincidences that feel too perfect. That eerie sense of, I've been here before, is like the system glitching. You're seeing the seams. And the moment you see the seams, you've taken your first step out of the loop. Modern physics actually backs this up. Time isn't a straight line. It's more like a spiral or fractal, overlapping and folding in on itself. Some researchers speculate déjà vu is your consciousness catching a glimpse of another iteration of the same pattern, a micro-time loop. So when you notice a loop, don't dismiss it. Don't roll your eyes and think, here we go again. Recognize it as the alert notification of the cosmos. It's the simulation saying, you're ready. Try a different move. In other words, loops aren't your enemy. They're your curriculum. They'll keep coming until you graduate. The moment you act differently, choose stillness instead of anger, honesty instead of avoidance, self-worth instead of scarcity, the code shifts. The scenario dissolves. It's like a game boss that disappears, not when you defeat it in combat, but when you refuse to fight at all. That's why spiritual masters speak of liberation, not as winning, but as awakening. This is the essence of the cosmic jail. It's not a dungeon with iron bars. It's a maze of mirrors that shows you the same reflection until you realize you're the one holding the mask. And here's the kicker. The jailers have no power once you see them. Their control depends entirely on your unawareness. Awareness is the jailbreak. In the next part, we'll move from theory to practice. How do you hack the loop? How do you inject enough chaos into the system to make it reroute? How do you step off the hamster wheel and onto your own path? Get ready, because the final part is about turning knowledge into action. Hacking and escaping the loop. You've seen the signs, the déjà vu moments, the repeating relationships, the uncanny coincidences. You understand the mechanics of the loop and how it feeds on predictability. Now comes the crucial part, breaking out. Here's the truth. The system doesn't want you to know. It can't hold you without your consent. The Archons, the algorithms, the inner programming, none of it survives conscious disruption. The moment you start acting unpredictably, you force the code to reroute. That's how you break the cosmic jail. Let's walk through it, step by step. Awareness, seeing the pattern, is the first escape. You can't change a script you don't realize you're reading. Start by mapping your loops. Keep a small journal. Each time you experience a familiar pattern, same fight, same doubt, same urge, write it down. Note the time, the place, the feeling. Within a few weeks, you'll see your life as a tapestry of repeating threads. Patterns that felt like random bad luck will reveal themselves as programs. This isn't about self-blame. It's about self-diagnosis. Like a hacker peering into source code, you're just looking at the logic. The more you observe, the less hypnotic it becomes. Change your response, the power of micro-choice. The loop isn't in the situation, it's in your reaction. Every time you respond the same way, you reinforce the code. The fastest hack: change your reaction by just 10%. If you always react with anger, experiment with silence. If you always withdraw, experiment with staying present. If you always say yes, experiment with no. Even a small, intentional deviation confuses the program. It's like throwing a wild card into a computer's script. The system can't predict you, so it has to rewrite itself. That rewrite is your freedom. Inject chaos, break the routine. The cosmic jail thrives on autopilot. Routines are loops. Loops are control. So, add deliberate randomness. Take a new route home. Use your non-dominant hand for simple tasks. Delete one app you compulsively scroll. Go 24 hours without social media. Eat at a place you've never tried. These small acts of chaos seem trivial, but they're like cracks in the matrix. Each unpredictable act forces the simulation to recompute, creating openings you couldn't see before. Raise your frequency shift out of the jail's range. If loops are the bars, vibration is the lock. The cosmic jail runs on fear, shame, distraction. When you shift your emotional state through gratitude, creativity, meditation, you stop feeding the Archons. Practical ways. Begin your day with 5 minutes of silent breathing before touching your phone. Spend time in nature. Nature doesn't run on man-made loops. Listen to music that uplifts instead of numbs. Practice a small daily act of service or kindness. Generosity disrupts the scarcity loop. You're not just raising vibes as a cliche. You're literally changing the data your consciousness broadcasts, and the system can't match you with the same old scripts. Reprogram your beliefs, become the coder. Every loop is powered by a belief. I'm not good enough. I always get betrayed. Money is hard. I'm destined to be alone. Beliefs are like hidden code. Change the code, and the program runs differently. Ask yourself, who told me this? Trace each belief back to its source family, school, religion, culture. Then question it. Is it universally true, or just programmed truth? When you catch a limiting belief, rewrite it in your own words. I am worthy of healthy love. I'm learning to trust my power. Money flows to me as I create value. Repeat, visualize, act as if. Neuroscience shows this literally rewires your brain. Spiritual traditions call it liberation. Same principle, different language. Live beyond scripts, the autonomy practice. This is where it all comes together. Start living your life as a series of conscious experiments, not as a fixed story. Before you do anything, pause and ask, is this me or is this programming? Eat something different. Say something you've always been afraid to say. Try a cold shower. Learn a skill outside your identity. These aren't random stunts. They're deliberate proofs to yourself that you are not your loops. Life beyond the loop. So what happens when you start hacking the loop? Daily life begins to feel different. Colors seem brighter. Coincidences increase, but now they feel like synchronicities instead of traps. Opportunities appear where none existed. Toxic people drift away. You stop reacting, you start creating. This is the shift every tradition points to: moksha, nirvana, gnosis, enlightenment. Different words for the same reality: freedom from the cosmic jail. And the punchline? You don't escape by running away. You escape by waking up inside the loop, realizing the bars were only attention traps all along. Closing call. Right now, you're standing at a crossroads. One path leads back into the old loops, comfortable, predictable, numbing. The other path leads into conscious co-creation, unpredictable, alive, liberating. Every small, unpredictable choice you make is like installing custom software on a lockdown device. Soon your life stops being a rerun and becomes a real-time broadcast of your own making. You are not a prisoner. You are the programmer. The loop doesn't own you. You own the pen. Every moment is a chance to write a new reality. If you're ready to go deeper, hit subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss the next video. In it, we'll dive into specific exercises for bending probability and amplifying your intuition, the next step in hacking the simulation. Share this with someone you care about. Perhaps they're itching to break free too. Remember, freedom isn't about escaping reality. It's about shaping it from within. Every time you question an assumption, every time you choose presence over autopilot, every time you pivot away from consumerist impulses, you chip away at the walls of the cosmic prison. The simulation may be vast, but your awareness is vaster. The Archons and loops feed on your distraction, starve them with your curiosity. The choice is yours. Remain a spectator, or become the author of your own reality. Step through the doorway of true awareness now.